DRV starting to crush it before our very eyes. We literally just made a video public June 29, 2026. This was on the Patreon for a few days. This project we talked about in the private, Discord on the Patreon. When it fell to around this 86-cent level or so, and from since then it's already up multiple times at up 28%. It's been bouncing in this range for a number of times, but you had great entries under 90 cents, right? And now you're seeing it sit at 10 cents. It's up 24%, right? And I've updated in the Discord, hey, DRV starting to move up. Hope you guys are paying attention here. And I think this thing is going to be a massive winner. I don't know why no one's really paying attention. They're gonna I know what's good when everyone's gonna flood into the Patreon. They're gonna come back after the patience, after these things are up 5-10x. They're gonna come back and be like, no way, you spoke about this, right? So as you can see on screen right here, their revenue just keeps going up. Last time we took a look at their revenue, it was at $8.6 million in revenue. Now it's at $9.1 million in revenue, 100k for 500k. And in this video that we recently posted, it was at 8.9. So as you could see, people are using the platform. What is DRV? Talked about it a number of times before. DRV is on-chain options, right? So basically what people are trading the most on DRV, it looks like they added more projects here as well. I recently talked about an update where they added Zcash as a project you could trade on their platform. This is options. So in the stock market, right, there's something called calls and puts. Calls and puts is basically leverage for the stock market. DRV is the unique, innovative protocol that adds options to crypto. Never seen before. And nobody's really talking about that, right? Similar to how we see Hyperliquid as a perp dex and Lighter Lit are doing great. DRV being an on-chain option platform, options for crypto, in my opinion, is going to be a fantastic use case. And the traders, the people that love to trade, they don't want a whole spot. They're using this protocol here. They're using Hyperliquid. They're using perp dexes. And now they're going to be using on-chain options as well. So betting on the leader and the project that executed this, the most effectively, because I'm sure there's others, but this is the most effective version. I think this is going to be a massive winner, and people are sleeping on this. This is so undervalued in my opinion. Like I said, they recently added Zcash and XRP options here, right? So they're adding projects one step at a time, but most people are trading Hyperliquid options, right? I don't understand how options work personally, but there's people from the stock market, I would think, that's going to come to crypto. They're going to want to trade options on these different crypto assets, and they're going to be like, oh, I'm used to options. I don't really want to get into perps. Where would that institution or TradFi traders go? They just come to the DRV platform here, right? They just come to the DRV platform to make calls and puts on the crypto assets that they think are good trades. And that's who's going to be the users of this, and that's who's going to be create the demand for this, right? People that are used to stocks and trading calls and options on stocks, now they could do it with crypto. So I think DRV very slept on. As I said in the past, I think this thing could go 5x to 10x, 50 cents to $1 from here. Very possible, right? $1.5 billion in FDV. They do weekly buybacks. Could you see more than $1? Yes, it's possible. But a dollar would put it at $1.5 billion in market cap. And if meme coins in 2024 did that, I think that's very possible. Meme coins went to $1 billion, $2 to $3 billion. A project that is generating revenue consistently, there's users trading the platform consistently, trading on the platform. This thing could get to those market caps, right? And if you just want to be conservative, 50 cents per DRV, you get a 5x. That's great. Nowadays, a 5x is fantastic because most people, I know a lot of people, they're either gambling on pump fund meme coins and losing their money there, or they're buying altcoins that aren't going up. They're just stuck or making new lows, right? So when you see opportunity, you take opportunity. I think this is going to crush it. So right here, we see DRV here has The largest trade in Derive history printed again. $210 million plus of 3,552 Bitcoin across 4 legs. So a $210 million trade. I'm telling you guys, there's people using this platform. You know who's using this? The smart money. The smart money is using Derive, DRV. $210 million worth of Bitcoin traded in, on puts. So someone wants to short. Puts is like shorting, right? In leverage is shorting. Puts for options. So someone wants to short Bitcoin and a whole lot of it. Someone wants to have puts options on Bitcoin and a whole lot of it. They think Bitcoin is going down. So they got $210 million. So guess what? That $210 million just helped the platform DRV at large. The more people trade on it, the more successful it becomes. This is what you call real use case. That's why you see projects like Hyperliquid that are crushing it, up 3% when Bitcoin is down 6%. This is why the DRV chart is holding so well, up 20% when Bitcoin is down 6%, right? 23% when Bitcoin is down 6%. Bitcoin is under 59K, yet DRV got a bounce, got some demand. Some people stepped in and bought, Maybe the traders that made some profits. This is another thing too. Look at this flywheel here. People that make profits trading options, calls, puts, they just buy some DRV just to reinvest back into the ecosystem because they're in their mind, they're like, whoa, this is going to be such a successful platform. I just made some profits. Let me cash them out, pay myself, and buy some more DRV with it, right? I'm telling you, this, in my opinion, is going to be a gem. And a lot of people are sleeping on it. I don't know why. Maybe because it's just me that's talking about it. I know there's other people on X talking about it, but they're sleeping on the use case here. I've never seen options in crypto before. So I'm sure there's other platforms that has done this as well, like I said. But for them to, in my opinion, capture most of the volume, because I think they've captured most of the options volume for crypto. They're listing projects on the platform like Zcash as well, and they let's see, Zcash as well, and XRP. I think that creates demand for it. I think that creates people coming to the platform from these massive projects and like, whoa, I could do options trading on Zcash. Let me test that out. I could do options trading on XRP. Let me test that out, And then they stick around, and then all of a sudden you have such a successful multi-billion-dollar business that this revenue becomes 10 million, 50 million, 100 million. And what happens to the project of DRV? It keeps growing. Similar to what you saw with Hyperliquid, right? Similar to what you see with Lighter, right? So now, in my opinion, you're seeing Bitcoin down, but some altcoins are starting to show strength, right? Solana showing strength, Hyperliquid showing strength. Look at the projects that are showing strength. DRV showing strength, okay? So I think this is going to be a massive winner in the future. Never invest more than you're willing to lose. I'm not a financial advisor. This is all entertainment purposes only. But I'm trying my best to provide altcoins that on the channel that, you be patient, you invest, and you hold, you be patient, and then you get upside, right? That's what I'm doing my best to provide on this channel. And you get all this information before anywhere else on the Patreon. So you have to become a Patreon member. It's the first link in the description of this video. You go to the link, it takes you to the Patreon. We already have 94 members in there. You get access to the private Discord, which is the most, I think, the most important thing a lot of people like, because that way you could talk to me and other, community members of the channel here. And everyone's sharing their own insights. Everyone is asking questions and talking to each other, which is great. Navigating the space as a family, a community, in my opinion, is the best way to go. That way you give yourself some edge, right? And it's only $5 a month to join. Highly recommend you guys hop in there. First link in the description. And we're going to continue to crush it on the channel, guys. Bull Run is going to be back before you know it. As always, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Always remember to give praise and glory to the Lord God Jesus. Thank God for everything. Really appreciate the support, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one.